Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 208. Just sick. In this week's episode, I go it alone. JfG Ash is me and I've played some games. JfG Alex is a bit poorly and can't talk right now. There's news about all your favourite gaming companies. And finally, there's a bit of a feeling inside me that's changed. Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 208. My name's Ash, and I'm on my lonesome this evening. Some cunt decided not to turn up because he can't talk, unfortunately. So I'm doing it. There he is. He's in the fucking chat. He's right there. If you're watching this live, there's me and a picture of Alex with once again the word cunt next to him, as I always do. He says he's here in spirit, bitches. There you go. So, as is tradition, I will regale you with tales of my awesome week that I have been doing. Well, as we all know, I'm famous now, celebrity. I got interviewed last week or whenever it was. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, it went on the fucking news, didn't it? I was on the news. East Midlands news. It would have gone national, but this whole fucking live thing in Brussels keeps taking over the news. No one wants to hear about fucking shit in prisons, I guess. But, you know, good news is the first words that came out of my mouth on, local national TV, whatever it is, was I'm a huge gamer. So I was proud with that. So the interview was about how we're developing games now in prisons. We've been developing a game for the website that's getting launched next month on one of our characters from the stories we do there. We've been doing that for about the past year and a half. And the BBC did like a 3-part series of like 5-minute series things on the East Midlands news. One was about the TV channel that we have in the prison that we'd run. Another one was about the service story time, which we do live with families and also send out to them. And that's what the whole website thing's all about. And then the other one was about coding and video game design. And so literally, I think in the actual bit, he's talking about how these games get vetted by staff, and then there's me going like, "Yeah, I'm a huge gamer. I love it," and then going on about absolute fucking nonsense. When he interviewed me, I felt like I had some valid things to say. I was like, how on the website we're going to be targeting, different key stage areas in education, like making all these games. But they just picked out the worst bit where I'm like, yeah, they can set high scores and then have a rivalry against each other. It was absolute bollocks. So I look like an idiot, which, I seem to do every week on this podcast, which is nice. So yeah, everyone now knows that I'm a huge gamer, which is nice. Other things that I've done, I watched the entire season 7 of Game of Thrones in 2 days or 2 evenings. That was a bit intense. It was nice though. Little catch up before the new season kicks off at some point. Other things, I was decorating the kitchen. Like you do when you have a house, you decorate it and paint the skirting. Why not? Give it a fresh lick of paint, make it look nice and fresh. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then finally, buddy, going back to the making of games, I mentioned a while ago, a couple of weeks, whenever, maybe last week, who knows, that I'd started learning C# and using the Unity engine to develop some games. And I have now made my first incredibly basic trick shot level in Unity, getting a ball off a ramp into a hole, and it's saying well done. It's amazing. So watch this space for some fucking high quality AAA games coming your way straight from yours truly. Yeah, maybe not, who knows. I might as well say I don't really know how long this episode is going to be. Probably not long. Haven't got a lot to talk about as always, but I've padded it out with some fucking news. There's some out this week and, standard fuckwit and street beat at the end. So, I mean, might as well tell you what I'm drinking this evening. Had a meeting with the website developers today, so got out of work early, which was nice. And I was driving past Aldi on my way home. I was like, oh, they do beers. Might as well go in there get some. I nearly purchased some sort of grapefruit IPA, but I had £1.30 for a can. I thought that was too much, so I went for the 1079 project, where I get 4 cans for £2.50. That's the kind of guy I am. And Alex in the chat has now said that he's going to grab the sound from the BBC and make it say that I'm a huge gay. Take off the myrrh. I mean, that makes total sense to me. I like it. Maybe that can feature in next week's podcast. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So yeah, on the 1079 project this week, buddy, it's a tasty Pilsner. Tastes good because it's fucking cheap as chips. So there you go. That's my week. So luckily, this week, buddies, I have played some games. We actually won the game of buying games last week. We said that there was the PlayStation sale, and I've just nicked a load of beer, and I'm very gassy right now. Oh, I thought I was going to burp. I'm not. Sorry about that. Yeah, we won the game of buying games. We were going to buy some VR stuff, but we haven't pulled the trigger on that just yet, as soon as this sale's going on for like an entire month. But we did pick up 2D platformer Hollow Knight, which is probably quite old. I mean, if I looked up the date, I could tell you when that game came out. Maybe Alex can do that in the chat, because, that's something he can help me out with. But yeah, Hollow Knight, it's pretty cool. I've chucked about 3.5 hours into this game now. Now, I'm not a fan of like permadeath games, as we all know, like roguelikes and things like that. This game is a kind of, what's the word? Metroidvania. That's the one. You're a little dude. There's a big map. You go and explore the map. You can't get to all the map until you get little bits and stuff like that. Oh, thanks, Alex. That's the 24th of February 2017. So that's like, yeah, it's 2 years old now. I think we got it for like £5 or something. And seeing as Alex loves his 2D platforming again, we were like, yeah, why not? I've been enjoying it. So yeah, Metroidvania, going along, picking stuff up, killing things. You're this little dude with like... the art style's fucking amazing. I'm just going to go off on different tangents here. The art style is absolutely fantastic in this. The presentation alone is worth £5, even if the game was total dog shit. Just looking at this thing is worth the money, I would say. The controls seem, flexible enough. By flexible, I mean they're good. There it is. There's the gas. Yeah, like movement, jumping. The jumping's nice. Obviously, it's got the whole hold the button down longer to jump higher. But yeah, it's not on the same form as Celeste, because Celeste is, a fast-paced, quickly repeat yourself after you die. This is a take your time. You've got the life system in it is, I believe it's 5 like faces or hearts, whatever. So obviously if you get hit 5 times, you're dead. But there's a nice mechanic in there where as you strike enemies and destroy them, you get I'm going to go for like souls. It's not souls, but something like that. And it charges up a circle meter on the left-hand side. And you can use this to replenish your health. So instead of getting pickups and things like that, you can store this up and over time use it when you need it. So I believe like a full charge is like the same as 3 hearts or whatever. So that's quite a nice mechanic, to be honest. It kind of fucks you over, though, when you do die. And so when you die, obviously, you go back to your last save point. There are strategically placed, I would say, benches throughout the map for saving and resting, which is also where you can replenish your health. So it'll respawn you back at one of these resting places, and then what I found out after about 2 hours of doing this game and being really like strategically slow and kind of Dark Soulsy in a way, you don't want to die because you're going to lose all your shit. But what happens is when you die, a ghost of you is left where you died. I didn't realize that. I just kept seeing this ghost thing. I was like, oh, this guy just keeps turning up all the place. That's because I kept dying, obviously. Obviously, I murdered him. And obviously, when you die, you lose all whatever currency that you've been collecting. But when you kill the ghost, you get all that currency back. As soon as I found out that, I was much happier with this game and played it a bit more adventurously, a bit more, off the cuff, if you will. I went to town on that bad boy, let's say. So yeah, it was nice because obviously with the currency you can buy all kind of upgrades. So the main thing that I was going for is upgrading the map systems. So when you start off with, you've got nothing. Yeah, you meet a cartographer, a maker of maps, and he's like, "Here's a map," and you're like, "Okay, cool, right? I don't know where I am on this map, but you can kind of get the gist of where you are." One of the first upgrades I got was, where am I on the map? It shows you with a little face on your map, and you can be like, oh, good, that's where I am. And then from there, you can upgrade it more, like where are the rest points, where are the springs, which is like another thing to restore your health, and so on, and so on. Ooh, more gas. There it is. That will happen a lot, because I can't really take any breaks to drink, but so when I do, I pound it. So yeah, it's moving on. Through as you progress, like I said, you will unlock new abilities to be able to unlock new areas. So the first ability you unlock is a fireball kind of thing, like a Horyuken or whatever. And this is a case of just this also used your souls meter. It's not called that, but I'm going with it. You get the idea. So this will use part of your soul. So it's a trade-off, like, do I want to use this powerful attack, or do I want to save that for health? But some enemies can only be destroyed whilst using the fireball kind of thing, whatever it is. So yeah, it's nice. That opens up the next bit of the map. You go through there. And then the next ability I got was like a dash. So you can, dash. It's the standard dash. You can use this while jumping to get across larger areas. And then what's beautiful about these games is these abilities, you take them back to like the first area, and you can access new sections that you were like, oh, I can't get to there, but I can now. Whoop-de-doo. And there's like secret stuff behind there. There's always secret stuff. Gotta love a secret area, buddies. So yeah, that's pretty much as far as I have got with the Hollow Knight. I don't think it's the Hollow Knight, just Hollow Knight. The enemies are quite diverse in this, which is nice. You've got like aerial ones. You've got ones that are on the ground. The ones on the ground start off with like just normal kind of crabby ones. Think of them as like the Goombas out of Mario, but I don't think you can jump on them. You just have to hit him with your little needle sword. And then they progress into ones that run at you. Then you've got ones that jump at you, and ones with spikes, and ones that like fart. I believe they emit some kind of gas. I just thought they were farting, And then you've got ones that are hidden in bushes. they're the worst. Massive cunts, I would say. So yeah, there's a diversity of enemies in this game. Altogether, for £5, you can't fucking go wrong, buddies. If you want to play a decent 2D platformer, this seems like a nice one. It does feel like it's taken a bit of time to get to where I am with the abilities. With other games, it seems to you get up to those abilities a lot quicker, but that could be a reason, or the reason could be because I was playing it so, agile and stealthy. Or just, taking my time, not wanting to die, let's say. So maybe if I played it a bit more balls to the walls, I could have got through it a bit quicker. I think I'll carry on with this game when I can. Tear myself away from... Oh, okay. Alex in the chat. He says, I just wish it was a tiny bit more linear. I agree, but... The issue with like these Metroidvania games is like it's all about exploration and finding your own way. He then goes on to say, but that goes against the whole point of it. Yes, it does, buddy. There you go. Yeah, it really does. It's that kind of gameplay where it's all exploring areas, and it reminds me of Shadow Complex in a way. The Unreal game. Maybe. I don't know if it was Unreal. Anyway, it's a really good game on the 360. It was great. I loved it. And the same type of thing, big map. You go around investigating, finding out, what's in this room? What's in this room? Oh, cool. I've got like super speedy legs now. I can run across this water or whatever. It's that style of game. I believe like Ori and the Blind Forest was kind of like that as well. So, fucking Metroid and Castlevania. There you go. That's it. So yeah, Hollow Knight, it's good. It's really good, to be honest. I like it. And I will continue to play it when I can. And when I can, that means when I can pull myself away from the Division 2 buddies. Yes, it's that time to talk about those numbers going up, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. No, it's not all about the numbers going up. It's about a game having a shitload of content and me going, holy shit, I want to play all of this content. Literally, at the moment, I really don't care about the loot or anything because, well, mainly I've pretty much now hit the level peak of 30. I'm going up into the world tiers, which is when the numbers really count in the end game, which is the whole point of the end game is to get those numbers up and go through all the different content, and luckily that content changes as you progress. It introduces new enemies, and the fact that a lot of these missions, or all the missions, have random spawn points as well for the enemies, so that keeps it fresh and interesting. But up till now, I'm still in a case where I haven't investigated all of the map. And, I must have played about 45 hours of this game now. And there's still probably half of the map that I haven't really dug into, get into every nook and cranny, go and find all the different control points and side missions. I mean, I haven't even gone into the Dark Zone yet. And I'm kind of excited about that. I don't know. The original, like the concept of the Dark Zone is fantastic. I loved it. Like when I was first told about it in the original Division and the build up to it, and like this is what it's going to be, I was like, holy shit, that sounds cool. But when we started playing it, I was like, this isn't great. Luckily, I went back into the Dark Zone in the Division 1 just before Division 2 came in out, and had a whale of a time. So I'm hoping this is going to be more of the same. I've heard good things about it, but when I find out, I will let you know. And there's also the 4v4 like mode, the PvP mode that I haven't even touched. I'm just so engrossed with the single player or co-op campaign / just open worldness of this. And it is a really well put together game. It has to be the best looter shooter, or launch of a looter shooter, with all its systems. There has been tweaks and stuff to it already. There's already been quite a big patch. One of the big things that I noticed that had changed, not sure if it's for the better or the worse, but Obviously, in the original one, mods were part of the loot system. This time, it's not. If you have a mod, you can equip it to whatever weapon it can go on, really. And when the Division 2 launched, these mods had pluses and minuses, so it could have better accuracy but slower reload or whatever. There's always a trade-off there. In this patch, it's just no. It's always good. Just yeah, it's always positive. And in one way, it makes it a hell of a lot more simple in what I want to do. At the moment, I'm like, I want to inflict the most amount of damage. And so you check on what mods you have and compare it to what stats the gun are. And you're like, yep, I need better accuracy, or I need a longer bullet drop off, or whatever. And it's very simple to get your head around. It works, I guess. I kind of did like the idea, or the fact that, is it worth having the extra accuracy because it's reload speed or whatever, or stability, or like I can get 10 extra bullets in this magazine, but it's gonna make me reload like a second longer, kind of thing. It adds an extra level of complexity. Yeah, there you go, and that's a word to the game. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward now. I want stuff to happen, and it happens, I guess. So yeah, it's fine. The numbers go up. There you go. That's the end of it. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into some of the world tiers now, seeing what the new faction are, the black cats, I'm going to call them. I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, they'll be turning up and fucking shit up anyway. So yeah, the Division 2 buddies, it's really good. It's really, really good. And I'm enjoying it a lot. And now it's time for the news. The news. The news. The news. The news. Fucking news. Alright. Number Wang. I've sectioned this off into, reasonably kind of, I don't know, friendly reading. So yeah, let's go. We're going to start with Sony because they're the best. Yeah? Yeah. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? Number Wang. You can finally change your PlayStation ID. I mean, yay. So, Butt Slayer 69 can now change his name, which is good news. Issues, though. Sony warns of these potential issues. Just going to read something here, or try to anyway. A large majority of the most played PS4 games which PlayStation tested will work fine, Sony has said. But games originally published before the 1st of April 2018, so games that are over a year old, were not developed to be compatible with this. Now, during the article of Eurogamer, there was a link to this game list. So let me just have a look. Yep, Alex is putting in the chat. So almost fucking all of them then. Yes, if you do click on the list on the PlayStation website, it's too wide, this list, and yep, I'm still scrolling. Let's just say that. I'm still scrolling. There we go. That's these are ones that potentially have issues. Ones with known issues. Let's get scrolling. Right, I'm scrolling. These are ones with known issues. I'm scrolling. Yep, scrolling. Okay, yeah. Oh, there we go. That's pretty much all of the same games just then. And then finally, games with issues that have been identified. Well, maybe I could count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shit, I've run out of fingers. Go again. 12. 17, so that's 34. That's quick math for you. 2 times 17, 34. With issues that have been identified. And then there's games with critical issues. I'm just going to read these off. And these are things where, if they have like in-game currency and things like that, they could be absolutely fucked and you lose everything. Which is retarded, But hey, they're letting you know. So these games are Disc Jam, Everybody's Golf, Just Dance 2017, Little Big Planet 3, Major League Baseball, the show, that's 14, 16 and 15. For some reason they put it in that order. On Rush, The Golf Club 2, and Worms Battlegrounds. So if you want to play those games, probably don't change your PlayStation ID. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Alex has said they all work except anything made 5 out of the last 6 years. Yeah, he's absolutely right there. So, I mean, well done for them for doing it. Why not? It's fucking... Seriously, this list is so big. It's ridiculous. Anyway, you can now change your PlayStation IDs, buddy. Enjoy. Number 2, sticking with Sony here. Sony files a patent for VR-friendly prescription glasses with eye tracking. So, I saw a picture of this and was like, that's going in the news favourite thing of the week. So, let me just get my phone up. Here we go. So yeah, they're literally like just standard glasses you put on, and then you put your VR headset on top. Let's try and have a look at this. So the VR headset being used with the glasses will detect the glasses are being worn by the user via an encoded signal, and disable the headset's gaze detection function in response. Instead, the gaze data will be wirelessly communicated to the headset thanks to the eye tracking feature in the glasses, and the image frame processor will adjust image frames of the display in response. Having the eye tracker sensor on the glasses rather than the headset could seem a bit odd. But Sony's existing PS5 VR headset doesn't have any eye tracking, and I think that would be fucking crazy if they could do like the whole focusing thing, like with your eyes, but in VR, get some peripheral vision in there. The patent was filed in 2017, but it was only published last week. So this could be pretty crazy. I mean, eye tracking's been around for ages. Like I remember when I was at uni, people would put glasses on when you would when they would be doing screen testing for like films and TV shows, just to see where people's eyes were looking, and most of the time on the crotch or the boobs. That's what I noticed anyway from the results, which was nice. Next, Activision Blizzard pays employees $1 a day to share their pregnancy data. I mean, they could pay me $1 a day to do that. I mean, I'd just be like, not pregnant. Not again. Not today. I'll share my data. So going on from that, the information that can be accessed includes how many workers have faced high-risk pregnancies, have given birth prematurely, the medical questions they researched, and the planned length of their maternity leave. For each day of use, employees reportedly receive $1 or 76 pennies, and this is in the form of a gift card from Activision Blizzard. So, are you gonna spend it on WoW money? I don't know. Bit weird. Apparently it's to do with research and stuff. I just think it's a bit weird. Like, why do they need to know these things? I don't know. Anyway, that was that. Microsoft next, buddies. So, I mean, shit is ramping up for E3. for Microsoft. They're getting ready to go for the jugular, I believe. They're going to try and stick the boot in. They've already got their diskless Xbox One coming out this month, maybe. Who knows? I can't remember. So why wouldn't they do this? Microsoft reportedly plans on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription. That's right, Ultimate subscription. This combines Xbox Live Gold and the Game Pass into a single monthly charge. In the US, this is going to, reportedly, this is going to cost $14.99 and around £11.50. So in the States, that's roughly a $5 a month saving if you pay your monthly subscription, but it works out about the same if you get a year subscription and then Game Pass every month. It is what it is. I think, I'd pay that. If like all my friends had Xbox Ones and we were like, well, we like Game Pass and we need Xbox Live, then yeah, £11.50 a month. Sure, why not? There's loads of good games on that thing, as Alex has told us countless times. There was a thing like 4 games have been removed this week. I don't know which ones they are, but they're probably shit, so that's fine. Sticking with Xbox, another reason why this might be coming in, and also a good idea to get on the bandwagon for, because Xbox Live Gold subscriptions in the UK are getting a price increase. Alex has confirmed that the games leaving this week were actually CAC, so that's good news. Xbox Live is getting a bump up to, I think, the same price as PlayStation Plus. So its 12-month subscription is rising from $39.99. I'm going to skip that, from 40 quid to 50 quid. There you go. With monthly subscriptions going from £6 to £7, 3 months are going from £15 to £18. But the 6th month membership will stay the same at 30 quid. So, I mean, you're talking, I'm going to say Game Pass is like £8 a month. I don't know. Yeah, sure. So that's like 60 quid a year. Yeah, and then you're talking 50. That's £110 a year. Divide that by 12. Yeah, that's like, it's still cheaper, really, to do that. Because, you're talking whatever that is, 12 times 12. 144 quid, roughly, for a month. So, yeah, if you did buy it outright, you'd save, 10, 15 quid or whatever it is. But is it worth it being locked into a year when you could cancel it any month you want? So if you're going on holiday or a long trip around the world, which we know people have done, you could just be like, no, I'm not paying for it this month, or the next, or the one after that kind of thing. So it could work in your favour. Next, we are going to Gearbox. We're talking Borderlands 3. Shit's been going on about Borderlands 3. Epic, once again, have got store exclusivity over another game, just like The Division 2, obviously. And now Borderlands 3 on PC will be exclusive to Epic's game store for 6 months. So, yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah. I mean, they've got the money. They're going to spend it. A lot of people are very unhappy about this because, the Epic Game Store, they're forcing you to install it, just like Steam did back in the day if you wanted to play Half-Life 2. So, is what it is, really. The other issue that we've kind of had about the Epic Game Store this week is the idea that it's actually got Chinese spyware in it. And, on Reddit, it's a bit rife. Some people's comments were quite racist, which, that's for them to do. But some people actually put some documentation together, and I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have this on here. But, it could just be scaremongering. And also, everyone's already got all my data anyway. So, does it really matter? So Tim Sweeney, dude of Epic Games Studio, came out and tried to address this, I guess. He just pretty much says, here we go, Epic Store with exclusive games and a Spartan feature set is a fine target for IRE, whatever that is, I don't know, I'm not that educated, but please help separate facts and opinions from lies about spyware and foreign control. Obviously, Tencent is a big investor in Epic, but then again, if you're looking most companies, there's probably a large Chinese benefactor. I mean, we still haven't got a large Chinese benefactor yet, buddy. I feel like we should work on that. I'm talking to Alex here in the chat, not you guys. But, maybe you can work on that whilst, not being able to talk. Get on the internet, like you do. Next, Rage 2 has cheat codes in, which is nice. My favourite, the Danny Dyer voice pack. If you haven't seen it, please go and check it out on YouTube. It looks fucking retarded and makes me want to play Rage 2. It looks ace. Respawn, the people behind, Titanfall 2, Titanfall, other games, most recently Apex Legends, has been having issues with PC cheaters since the game is released. They have now come up with a way of banning these cheaters, which the cheaters don't like, and that is with hardware bans. Hardware bans. Now, this obviously has been about, as I have been a effectee of a hardware ban. I had my 360 banned back in the day when I was a bit naughty. Let's just say. And, I was like, fair dues, I ran the risk of doing what I did. I'll take the punishment of not being able to get online. Whereas, a lot of these cheaters are a bunch of dickheads and like to complain on the internet because, that's their right. They have the right to do that. They can say whatever they want, whenever they want. But pretty much, fuck you guys, and you get what you deserve for being cheaty cunts. I think this is fantastic. Good work, Respawn. Next, there's a documentary about the development of For Honor on Netflix. I watched about half an hour of it and realised that I don't like subtitles. Well, I remembered that I don't like subtitles because half of it's in French and I don't speak French. So, it's there. Probably worth a watch because the guy that created it is a bit mental. Yeah, everyone likes mental people. Seems like a nice guy though. And finally, buddy, this is my news favourite thing of the week. I'll keep it nice, short and simple.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's news favourite thing of the week.
Prince Harry, of Prince Harry fame, believes Fortnite should be banned. Couldn't agree more. Well said. But then again, what do you know? And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
Let's take a look at some games coming out this week. Probably filled with microtransactions, the crazy pay-to-win mechanics. Because fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Buy our shit.
My favourite section of the show. And this week we're in for a fucking stellar bundaroo of games. Starting off with Our World Is Ended, coming out on the PS4 and the Switch. It's a Japanese titty game, I guess. I don't know. It's got schoolgirls. That's all you need to know. If you like them games, you'll fucking lap this up. Cuphead is coming out on the Switch, and I know what you're thinking. How the fuck did they get that running on the Switch? But they did, and it's out on the Switch this week. We've got Arcade Classics Anniversary Collection coming out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and yes, the Switch. These are really old games from Konami. Good news. We've got God's Trigger on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. This is some kind of top-down cartoony Western game. It looks really good. Sarcasm. We've got Jupiter and Mars coming out on PS4/PSVR. This looks like Echo the Dolphin in VR. Don't really know what else to say about it. We've got Mortal Kombat 11. And that's coming out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Probably the biggest game coming out this week, I'd say. It's a beat 'em up. You know that. And then finally, buddies, we've got Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. Arisen? I don't know. Words, they baffle me. And that's coming out on the Switch as well. How have they done it? I don't know. But there you go. That's it. Alex has chipped in. Prince Harry dressed up as a Nazi. I say ban Nazis. Agreed. You know, let's ban the Nazis. They're banned. So there you go, buddies. That is out this week. And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Fuckwit Corner with funk. Fuckwit Corner with funk. He's got some questions for funk.
Has he got any questions? Why, yes, he does. Firstly, though, he's actually given a review of the hit title Neo or Neo, whatever it is, Neo. I'm going to go for Neo. And he says, had a crack at Neo. Looks like shit. Plays like a wank version of Bloodborne. The end. Couldn't agree more, but I haven't played it. So yes, I think that's the best. Oh, hey up. Ooh, that's just the funk right now. He's playing Modern Warfare. If you fancy it, he's just that's a little message for you. But also, he goes on to say he's also got Burnout Paradise. He's looking forward to having a crack at that. It's a sad state of affairs when I will mostly be playing Modern Warfare and fucking Burnout. Not paying big bucks for games anymore. Maybe Borderlands because the co-op campaign is worth the money, but nothing else really seems worth it. Once again, buddies, we can say this every week, and we probably will say this week every week, and he's absolutely right. You know, where are the big games? They are few and far between, and yes, we do seem to be going back to old classics, and if only they did a remaster of Rainbow Six Vegas 2. That's all I'm going to say. So thanks a lot, Funk.
Every week we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the JfG Podcast at gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk.
And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we want to know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Street Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat. Wanna know. Get on the show. That's right, and you can get on the show at all the places that Alex is going to say at the end of the show. We're everywhere on the internet. But this week, buddy, we have had, well, we've continuously had for the past few weeks, I must say, comments on our YouTube videos. And we have been slightly, abrupt with some of our responses to these in a short way. But we love them anyway. And here we are. Johnny Wellman has chipped in. And this goes on from last week where me and Alex kind of had a bit of a rant about the whole alpha state pre-release kind of thing and how we're both against it. And Johnny Wellman goes on to say, the reason why early access and buying games before it's released or complete, pardon me, is because, number one, you get it dirt cheap. He says, I got DayZ for 20 bucks. I got Vigor for 20 bucks as well. And then secondly, he says, plus some people like being part of of developing a game early access. It's a great thing. Now, the first one, yeah, obviously you get it cheaper, but I think we addressed that. You're getting it cheaper because it's not finished. It's not a full, complete game. That's why you get it cheaper, which is understandable. You know, that's fine. But I really actually like the idea of his second point, being part of developing a game. Yeah, just being part of that. And, you know, me and Alex, we're very cynical about what we say. We're mostly negative on these things, but to have something positive there, you know, that's kind of cool. And the fact of the matter is, like, these games companies, like, they do have like vast amount of, you know, community networks, be it on Twitter or whatever, or they'll have their own forums and things. And he's got a fucking point, because I don't think I've ever fucking gone on a forum and been like, this game's fucking balls because of X, Y, Z. You know, and that's down to me. Mainly because I'm a lazy cunt and I just, you know, use this podcast to complain about shit. Maybe I should just send, like, cut bits out of the podcast and be like, here you go, this is what I think of your game. This is what you need to fix, kind of thing. But yeah, I think that's a completely valid point, and I didn't really think of it. So thank you for actually making me think of a different way of looking at, you know, early access games, and not just a way of people trying to fucking make money out of you before a game's finished, really. Yeah. Alex says, fair play to him. It's nice to feel part of something. Me too, buddy, and that's why we do this podcast. It's the only thing in my life that I really care about. And I've got 3 kids. So yeah. So there you go, buddies. That was episode 208, the solo show. Once again, I think it's the 3rd time maybe I've done it solo. I can only hope that Alex feels better for next week and his vocal cords recover. I'm guessing it's from shouting at the football for the past couple of days whilst in the pub. I don't know if it's self-inflicted or not, but I'm going to say it is. It's his fault, not mine. At the end of the day, I'm gonna go and play some Division right now. I'm not gonna lie, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe Alex will wanna play. Oh, apparently he says he's just sick. Maybe you might want to play some Borderlands, as we said we were going to play that next week, this week or something. So yeah, buddies, I hope you've enjoyed whatever that was. There was news and stuff. Yeah. I guess I'll catch you later. So, thanks for joining us at the JfG Podcast once again for another week. I've been Ash, and goodbye.
You've been listening to the JfG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll also find our Discord and Street Beat if you want to get involved with the show. Our Facebook is /the JfG Podcast, and our Twitter handle is @the JfG Podcast. We're on all those video streaming sites too, buddies, from TubeTube to twitch.tv /the JfG Podcast to mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. We've got a PS4 community you can join. Just search the JfG Podcast on there. And we're also on Google Plus if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time.